like I'm presenting my case for world peace at Buckingham Palace or something. To be fair, Croftwood Academy is the most expensive school within 500 miles. The kids wear blazers, even in searing heat, and there are probably more Teslas in the parking lot than in the nearest dealership. These kids will have access to opportunities that 99% of the kids in New York can only dream of. Nepotism lives on. When I think about the way I dragged myself to the top using nothing but my own blood, sweat, and tears, I feel a little sick inside. Your parents sent you here to give you the very best in education. I nod to the principal and his chest swells with pride. Then I turn back to the kids. Every eye is on me, and I get the sense they're waiting for me to tell them the foolproof secret to permanent success. World-class tutoring, exotic school trips, and the most exquisite cafeteria food. I wink at the principal again. Nothing but silver spoons for these kids, am I right? The principal's smile fades, and I see him twitch, but he doesn't move. And that is his first mistake. I'm wildly off script, and my filter is gone now. I'm about to obliterate whatever sense of entitlement these kids had when they filed into the stadium. Jerry is right. I do have a big, beautiful beach house in Long Island. I see some faces in the audience light up. I have 6 bedrooms, a home gym, a theater room. Murmurs of appreciation ripple through the stadium. I run on the beach at sunrise, and I do yoga on my balcony at sunset. I've coached most of the big A-listers you've heard of. I rattle off a list of names, breaking several clauses in my non-disclosure contracts. And I was on the cover of Forbes magazine this year as the youngest self-made millionaire from New Jersey. New Jersey. There's a slight shift in the mood at the name, as there always is from kids in these types of schools. I usually ignore it and move on, but my rules are out the window today. I choose to address it this time. Yes, New Jersey. I stretch my face into a massive grin. Can you believe it? I'm not from West Village or the Upper East Side. I'm not even from Manhattan. I grew up in a modest little town right next to Jersey City. There's a gasp. Then 2, then 3 or 4. And the reactions only spur me on. Now, let me tell you about my life before. I start to pace, throwing my arms up in an elaborate display as I give the kids my pitiful backstory. I give them a brief summary of how I was raised by a single mom, because my dad was already married with his own family. Yes, my mother was the other woman, and it's taken years of therapy to deal with that. I tell them about my grandparents who disowned my mom when they learned of what she'd done. I was an average student, not particularly interested in getting good grades or having lots of friends, and somehow the other kids could sense my issues, so they kept a distance from me at all times. In high school, I made it onto the swim team, being the fastest swimmer in the class. I loved the water. The water never judged me or dragged me down or whispered snide remarks when I went past. The water doesn't care about your race, age, or social status. The kids shift uneasily in the bleachers, and I'm not sure which word triggered the response. A coach watched me swim, and I was offered a scholarship to Wellington University. There I met Carter Black. Students revered him. Professors respected him. I loved him. And he loved me. Our romance lasted until graduation day. My 21st birthday. I went on to compete all over the country. Then, in 2016, I won 3 gold medals at the Olympics. The principal is smiling again, happy now that I'm talking about being successful and not throwing shade at his school. The kids chatter to each other for a brief moment. Their excitement is rising. And this is supposed to be the good part. This is when I talk about all my successes and tell them how they can have it all as well, if they only believe. I graduated...